Hey everyone, it's me RJ. We're going to change the front shocks on a 97 Dodge Ram. I'm pretty sure it's the same for like 96 to 2001, 2002. Four-wheel drive, it makes a difference. I think the four-wheel drive is a little easier than the two-wheel. So here we go, this is what you need. You need your jack stands, new shocks. You are going to need different sizes. You're going to need 13/16, so I got three things for the lower nut because it's the hardest to get to and probably going to be the worst stuck. I got one of these, which is a tire iron attachment with a breaker bar. I also have a 13/16 on this four-way tire. I also have a 13/16 regular socket. Just in case anything, because the bigger they are, the chance you're going to break them. Then you need a 5/8 for right up here on the top of the stem, top of the shock right here. First, you're going to need the 11/16 for the very top one, okay? And you're going to need a 5/8 for the side. It's going to be easier with a deep well just because of the way it is set up. You can do it with the different 5/8 or an open end wrench, but 5/8. It might, if it's millimeter, I'm going to say it's going to be a 15 millimeter. This is an 18 millimeter if that's what you got, probably. So I'm not sure 13/16 millimeter conversion right at this moment. So what you're going to want to do when you start off is spray the bolts a little, because there's a lot of stuff that happens. You need to break them free. Two of them are going to be really easy, so you could do an open end wrench. They're going to be right there. See them? Here is the lower end. It's right here. I'm going to blast them with some liquid wrench penetrating. You can use WD-40. I like the liquid wrench a little better, but I use them both together while I'm doing it. Alright, so I'm going to lift this up. I got blocks under the tire, as you can see. Alright, you are going to want to set, it's tight fit here, I might have to go around the other way, let's see. There we go. Got my other truck parked close. Parking brake, just to safety. Get that bad boy on there, like that. Hey everyone, it's me RJ. We're going to change the front shocks on a 97 Dodge Ram. I'm pretty sure it's the same for like 96 to 2001, 2002. Four-wheel drive, it makes a difference. I think the four-wheel drive is a little easier than the two-wheel. So here we go, this is what you need. You need your jack stands, new shocks. You are going to need different sizes. You're going to need 13/16, so I got three things for the lower nut because it's the hardest to get to and probably going to be the worst stuck. I got one of these, which is a tire iron attachment with a breaker bar. I also have a 13/16 on this four-way tire. I also have a 13/16 regular socket. Just in case anything, because the bigger they are, the chance you're going to break them. Then you need a 5/8 for right up here on the top of the stem, top of the shock right here. First, you're going to need the 11/16 for the very top one, okay? And you're going to need a 5/8 for the side. It's going to be easier with a deep well just because of the way it is set up. You can do it with the different 5/8 or an open end wrench, but 5/8. It might, if it's millimeter, I'm going to say it's going to be a 15 millimeter. This is an 18 millimeter if that's what you got, probably. So I'm not sure 13/16 millimeter conversion right at this moment. So what you're going to want to do when you start off is spray the bolts a little, because there's a lot of stuff that happens. You need to break them free. Two of them are going to be really easy, so you could do an open end wrench. They're going to be right there. See them? Here is the lower end. It's right here. I'm going to blast them with some liquid wrench penetrating. You can use WD-40. I like the liquid wrench a little better, but I use them both together while I'm doing it. Alright, so I'm going to lift this up. I got blocks under the tire, as you can see. Alright, you are going to want to set, it's tight fit here, I might have to go around the other way, let's see. There we go. Got my other truck parked close. Parking brake, just to safety. Get that bad boy on there. Daddy? So, I'm going to jack her up. 3/4 is what we're going to do. You got to be careful with these because they have this stupid plastic layer that they put over the lug nuts. They're not all metal a lot of the time. They will strip off, but it looks like we're good, so I was worried for nothing. It's like when they get that hard, sometimes it'll break free just the plastic layer over the nut. You're screwed. So, alright, I know I'm rambling. You want to loosen the lug nuts before you lift it, as with any time. Common sense, but everybody forgets. I forget sometimes to let the lower back down. Huh?
Okay.
What?
I've got it going again.
Okay. So, we're jacking it up. Almost get it in there. For that ain't quite correct. Okay. Hey everybody, we is back. We is going to attempt right here. Release this. Colin needs your move, guy. My 11/16's a little short. Okay, what's up? Is that spinning? Yes, it is. Okay. So, to get that, we're going to have to hold this with a vice grip or something. Let's see what I got here. I think we're going to have to do is remove the whole attachment knuckle first, pull it up out, and then remove it from that. So let's give this a try. Alright, so I got this attachment onto the breaker bar, and I'm using a lug nut socket that's a 13/16 to get in here. It's pretty easy once you get in there like that though, because it has a bar right here, so you only need to hold one side. It's like a self-tightening system. It's a little awkward to get in there though. I used my 4-way lug nut or tire iron to break the nut free. Short turns really I'd like to have. Let's try something different here. I can't get those off. They want you to remove the lower control arm to do it, but it's not needed. You can do it and make it a little easier to work in here, but it's a lot extra work with the everything. Alright, and get to a certain point. Yeah, there you go. Finger tight now. I know my videos are a little long sometimes, but I just want to get them so you can see what's going on and see any problems that come along that could interfere with you getting this done. The bolt is out, so now when I get these completely removed, which they're already loose, you will be able to pull it up and out of the frame. You may not have to do this. Usually you can remove that. Sometimes you can remove the nut of the shock, and then once you do this, it'll be done. But I'm gonna have to take it out of here and brace it somehow and hold the shock, and then release that nut. Watch yourself. One last. Grab my extension. This one's a little tight, so I'm gonna use my breaker bar because of the angle. You always want to have a good breaker bar around because, let's face it, it sucks when stuff's too tight, and even with a huge, socket wrench, you can't get it. You gotta stick a pipe on the end, but then you might mess up the ratchet mechanism inside. Got it loose. Back on here. And you can go much faster. Alright. And that's pretty much it. You pull this up out of here. Turn it and get it out like that. Get one side, and then it's plastic under here, so it will bend for you. And then once you're out, you just kind of lean it. I forgot that my airtight, it pops off, so it's not a big deal, guys. Just so you know, I'm using a pretty good amount of force, so it's not going to just walk. Alright, we are I'm going to use my Alright guys, I'm going to grab my socket's kind of sticking down in there, and it's the shock, and it's a shock, so it's wanting to expand instead of lift. When I'm lifting, I'm lifting against the shock absorber. There we go. Should be free. Yeah, we're out. So, pry bar 2 for this job. As you can see, should have just came out, but it wasn't. Here's what we're gonna go do. We're gonna try to get this off. Hey everybody, okay, I had to stick it in my vise. As you can see, this thing was old and rusty. Look, just from bending it, it broke away. Had to put it in my vise so that it would hold. Once you break it free, it's an easy nut to get off. Shouldn't be like contaminants. Hand free. I broke it free. It's done. Here we go. So, installation. Reversive removal. Here's some Rancho R5500s. Look, I got a sticker. What do you guys think? Right there. Rancho. I know I'm an idiot. Let's see what we got here. We got some zip ties. We got a boot. We got some new attachment hardware. You don't always get that with everything. So that's nice. Look at that. They're kind of snazzy. I'm not really sure why it gave me a zip tie. Hold something in place, I'm guessing, but this boot. Alright everyone, you're going to get 2 rubber boots, 2 metal discs. You're going to line them up in the hole. Get that way. Slide it in. As you can see, the boot goes right there. Just showed you. Snug it down. It's just a rubber boot. You slide it over. It clips on, kinda. I mean, just sets on as rubber. All right. I'm gonna force this down on here a little. All right. This is what we do. Put this one here. Same side. The fatter piece, the rubber has a little indentation out. You want the fatter ends to go together because this one's indented. This one has knobs. It's supposed to just help it grab each other. And easy peasy. So let's hope they're the same size nut. And of course they are not. So that's why I get out everything I got, because they never match up. You want to tighten these up good, but you don't want to tighten them all the way. There's a spot on this thing. Yeah, see, I'm as good as I'm going to go now. I'm going to get a 3/4 open end wrench to hold that nut. Alright, I got it on there. It's tightened pretty good, but I didn't torque it yet. The boot moved around a little. It's not a big deal. It's going to move around once it's on there to where it wants to be. You want to extend this before you put it in the vehicle. As far as you can. Because you got to get it down in there. Much larger than I was, so we're good. Come down in here. I need to get in here. Slip it past them. Find the hole. Okay, show it around here, Mom. Alright guys, you want to guide this? Yeah, it's going to be kind of a tight fit. But you should be alright. Wow. Not this kind of a tight fit. This one is going to be really tight. So, we saw it. The problem is you can't grip on this thing anywhere. Except right here, and you got to force it in there. I'm going to use my favorite thing, some liquid wrench to lube it a little, because you got to get it down in there. You need to force it, but the problem is there's not much room to move here. I'm thinking I maybe should have put it in and then attach that, but then it still would have been a pain. Ready? Okay, everybody had to take the boot off everything to get in there, and of course now I'm in too far. Just a little, so you have to wiggle it up and get that hole. Where's my pry bar? Pry bars always come in handy. Good tool. Alright. I'm going to have to pry this back here a little. So you stick this in like that. Gentle, this is a shock, you don't want to damage it. And now it fell back down. Fun. As you can see, that means there's just not a lot of room to work it once you get in there, because you got these springs in your way. Alright, what you gotta do is find the hole just a little. And once you do, get that bolt in as much as you can. Right on it, I mean barely off, and you can see that it just doesn't want to go in quite. Okay, I'm in. So you get it in. Good to go. Pry bar, always in handy. You may not want one as big as I got, but it makes it so you don't have to use a lot of force. You can be a little more gentle. Okay, nuts in there. This is the little, like I said, it's a self-locking nut, so you know it tightens itself. Yeah, just reach in here. You know what? Before we go back in, I'm hand tightening. Let's lube it a little. Lots of lube is always a good thing. You don't want it to dry out during insertion. Hint, hint. So you want to screw it in there real good after you lube it up. Alright, I'm hand tightening as much as I can. I'm going to tighten it a little. Alright everybody, I'm back. Got that on there pretty tight, but you don't, like I said, you want to wait till you get everything so that stuff is able to move around a little. So you want to put this on here. Like I said, it slips on just like that. It's got a little groove in top of the rubber. I'm showing you this, but you get a different shock brand, it won't be exactly the same. Some won't have these. That is some wind there. It's about to blow me over. Some shocks won't even have a rubber boot at all. So may not affect you a huge amount, but it may.
Colin, you can throw that one away for me, bud. If it's empty. Yeah? Yeah. You can throw it away for me. Thank you, Booger.
Rubber boot is a little difficult to put on once it's on the vehicle, but even though it's not a complete necessary thing, it does help keep dirt and crap out of the working part so it stays good to go. So if you can, put it on. This really sucks. I know. Alright, it's very, very difficult to put the rubber boot back on once it's in here. This sucks. If you can avoid removing the rubber boot to get it back on, I recommend not removing the rubber boot. I think I'm good to go. I hope. We will find out. After I get it going, I'm gonna have to super lube it to get it on. I love super lubing, but who doesn't? So here we go. Shock. Metal washer. Push it down there. Insertion. Okay, so like I said, use the bigger end so it fits in there up. There's the one with the little nipples on it to catch it in. And look at us. Think it should go that way? Or the other way?
That way, probably.
Yeah, tighter fit. There we go. Alright, we are here. 3/4. Let's tighten this up a little. Doesn't need to be tightened a lot, but some. Reach through. 3/4. 3/4. And we're pretty tight. We'll come back, tighten it all up when we're done. We're going back to our 5/8. Line it up right on top of there. We'll find that one. Do you see where it went? Just drop one of the nuts. Drop my nuts. Nope.
Mm-mm.
Alright, so number one rule. When messing with your shaft, don't drop your nuts. But do lube them. Alright. As you guys can see, this is a pretty easy do-it-yourself. I don't know what they charge at the place, but probably way more than they need to. Easy 15-minute max job for them at the repair place. Okay, you get them lubed and you can tighten them quite a bit by hand. The only one that's a pain is this nut. All the rest are one side. You don't have to hold two ends because they tighten themselves. Alright, and then you got the two over here. Turn around. Alright guys, so that's it. I mean, we are done. You torque everything down, tighten it up, and you're good to go. I hope you know how to put a tire back on. I'll see you in a few though, right near the end, but if I don't, as always, I'm RJ. Seize the day each and every day.